Holy shit! What just happened? The crowd was once again in awe upon seeing the broken swords and the two women laying on the floor. They originally thought that Dustin was out of luck, but no one expected that after that face-off, the Boulderthorn girls would be the ones who faced defeat. This outcome shocked everyone in the room. This kid was not all talk? Oliver's eye twitched, his face full of shock. The previous time, he could argue and say that they weren't prepared for the attack. But this time, it was proven that there was a skill disparity. So you do have some tricks up your sleeves. No wonder you dared to cause trouble here. Troy narrowed his eyes as his lips curled into a playful smile. Although Anna and Emma were no match for Troy's skills, they were certainly enough to defeat a normal fighter. For Dustin to have defeated them so easily spoke volumes about his abilities, even if it wasn't much for Troy. "Mr. Williams, didn't you say that it wouldn't be a problem?" Tina exclaimed. Her disfigured face made her look like a malicious demon. Just a bit of miscalculation. But no worries, this fellow wouldn't be able to do much with me and Troy here. Oliver laughed awkwardly and explained. "Don't worry, Ms. Hummer. I will avenge you." Troy stepped forward and stared into Dustin's eyes. "I admit, you do have some skills. But too bad you're facing me today. I'll give you one last chance. Kneel down and beg for mercy right now, and I might spare your life." "Punk! Did you hear that? Hurry up and kneel. Otherwise, you'll be obliterated by Troy." Oliver added. "Really? Give me all you've got." Dustin answered calmly to their taunts. "Bastard! You really can't catch a hint. Don't you know who Troy is? He's the lightning fist of Boulderthorn, who's never fallen in battle." Oliver bragged confidently. After hearing those words, the crowd went wild. "What? Is he really the lightning fist, Troy Chapman? Oh my god! I can't believe even the lightning fist is here. This is gelling interesting. What's lightning fist? Is he great?" "He's not only one of the elites in Boulderthorn, he's at the top of the board. He could take on 100 men at once. What do you think, isn't he great? There are only a few people in Swinton who can match the lightning fist's skills. Looks like this kid is meeting his end." After learning Troy's true identity, the crowd began praising him. The spectators had anticipated an ordinary light, but it was not until a top fighter like him emerged that they realized the true potential of the bout. Troy's chin lifted with a newfound arrogance as he basked in the adulation of the crowd. He really enjoyed the feeling of being admired. "Punk! Weren't you so confident just now? Why are you silent now? Are you scared?" Oliver mocked. Though his abilities may not have stood out as much, his senior, Troy, was undoubtedly a top-notch fighter. He had been training all his life and was already a master at honing his energy. His ability was second best to the Grand Master himself. No one in Swinton could faze him. "What's a lightning fist? I've never even heard of it." Dustin remained unbothered. These words once again drove the crowd wild. My goodness! Does he not treasure his life? He dared insult Lightning Fist's name. He's clearly unaware of his limits. He can't even comprehend how strong Lightning Fist is. What a reckless idiot. Thinking he knows everything. Let's see how he faces death later. All eyes were fixed on Dustin, who seemed to have earned the scorn and contempt of the crowd. "Punk! You'll face the consequences for the words that just left your mouth." Troy's expression turned cold. He was still acting recklessly even after learning his true identity. "How foolish of him! I don't care who you are. You better leave now or I won't hold back on you." Dustin's eyes were burning with rage as he stared Tina down. The other people in the room were not even worthy of Dustin's attention, as he remained solely focused on Tina. "Mr. Chapman, kill him." When Tina met Dustin's gaze, she was frightened to death. She could feel a chill run down her spine. At the moment, she only hoped that he could have that crazy bastard as soon as possible. "Punk! Since you want to die so badly, I'll fulfill your wish." Troy flexed his muscles as he let out a yell, causing his shirt to rip apart, revealing his chiseled physique. The combination of his impressive muscles and his flashy, swift movement caused a group of ladies to swoon in admiration. "Today, I'll show you what it's like to be a lightning fist." Troy closed the distance between himself and Dustin with a small, swift movement before leaping into the air and extending his arms like a hawk, ready to strike. How majestic! How astonishing! The crowd thought. "Eh?" Troy spun around, his head aimed towards the ground, and struck Dustin's head with a powerful punch. The spectators were impressed as they watched Troy's impressive pose. "How handsome! He's so majestic." Ms. Hummer, did see that? That's Troy's signature move, the Lightning Fist. One punch you would be able to break mountains. Oliver explained proudly. It would be best if he could kill him with one slap. Tina said with a sardonic smile. One punch is definitely enough to kill him. This fellow should be proud to die in Lightning Fist's hands. The guests shook their heads, convinced that Dustin's fate was sealed. After all, he was facing a full-blown punch from the Lightning Fist himself. In Swinton, how many people would be able to stop this kind of punch? You're just all show. Dustin's voice was cold and unwavering as he stood his ground. Without hesitation, he retaliated with a punch that caught Troy off guard. Boom! Their fists collided with a loud bang. Dustin had not moved an inch, but the ground beneath him had shattered. Troy, on the other hand, let out a pained cry as his fist erupted into a trace of blood. He was sent flying across the room at lightning speed, landing heavily against the wall as blood spurted from his mouth. Before Troy could even react, Dustin was already in front of him, delivering another punch. His moves weren't as flashy, but they were deadly. Please spare me. All the color drained from Troy's face as he screamed in horror. With a loud thud, he kneeled on the ground.